Well, hello, and welcome back to Backwards Hobbies. It's been a few weeks, unfortunately. Title of the channel tells you everything you need to know. Sometimes I just don't feel good and don't work on stuff. But I promise I haven't made progress without you. And today we're going to tackle one system, and we're going to try to get it from beginning to end so that this video is really only about one thing. And today we're going to talk about the PTO shaft on this 430 tractor. The reason we're talking about it is that it is stuck in the on position. It does not freely rotate, which it should, but also when the engine is running, it always rotates, regardless of where the shifter's been put. Something in here isn't working, and we're going to try to find out why. In a dramatic change from my personal norm, we're going to try to get a little bit oriented with this thing before we dive into it. What I think is most interesting is this right here, number 14. It's a lining kit, brake, some kind of clutch, and then behind it, number 16, is actually a clutch assembly. So my hope is that I'm going to tear into this. We're going to bring out this assembly here, at least the part that's inside, and hopefully if we separate this, we'll find that those clutch discs have just gotten fused. Just maybe they were dry for a little while, got a little rusty, and that's why we're not releasing regardless of where the clutch handle is turned. So, let's not make any big surprises. We've got a couple of bolts on the outside. We got some components on the inside. What's number 10? Is that a snap? Oh boy, we got snap rings to deal with, but oh well, we'll get past them. So a couple of snap rings, a bearing. I didn't hear anything that concerned me about the bearing. The brake, that is interesting. That's a lining clutch brake. I don't know what that means because there really isn't a brake assembly, but perhaps when you change the, oh boy, another set of fingers. When you change the pressure that's on there, somehow it maybe, who knows, maybe this is intended to have some braking ability, but I'm not going to say I doubt it. Seems unlikely since there's only one gear shift, and I think it's just for changing gears. But anyway, let's have the picture with us while we disassemble, and that way we're not making massive assumptions without the stuff in front of us. Don't know why I would need to say that. Maybe if you've been paying attention, you know. I make bad assumptions, and I do it all the time. One last thing before we start taking things apart. I don't feel like I gave this poor tool an adequate shot at doing the job last time. So I'm going to try to use this a little bit more and see if this is not a complete dud. But I don't have a ton of hope for it. I do. I think this was kind of a bad purchase. I'm going to just really quickly move this out of the way. I like to keep that pressure from being 100%. Ooh, hello. Okay, not that high. From riding on these side rails there. So okay, let's start by taking off the nuts that we think matter. I think these are 9/16. I've got this standard 9/16 tool. Maybe I need an impact socket, but I have a hard time believing that that's the only reason. Is that really bigger than 9/16? Okay, it's not 5/8. Does not feel like 9/16. Huh. Try 5/8 just to make sure. No, 5/8 is too big. That means 15 is going to be. Man, 15 almost feels like the best fit. That's weird. That's weird. We have not yet run into this problem. That's interesting. We're just going to hit him with the 15 real quick, see what happens, but that's weird. Okay. Easy. Is this battery dead? No, I got a full battery. Okay. So these are obviously studs. So keep that in mind when you're doing your own project. These are not bolts, they are studs. And then this hammer is just very conveniently in the right location. That came off nice and easy. Okay, so one down. Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about it. There's going to be a seal behind here, isn't there? Yeah, and it's got, oh man, that means this video can't be a one-day thing. Unless we reassemble with the same seal and just cross our fingers, which I'm trying not to do. But, all right, moving on. Well, let's see if these are 9/16. Yes. So, a really good fitting 9/16 on the housing. That's interesting. But I need my deep 9/16, and I didn't find it earlier. So, please hold. I feel like it's kind of cheating to upgrade to a larger tool. Yeah, that goal was not set in stone. It's not like I couldn't make better or other decisions, but kind of sucks that I can't find a socket that would enable me to kind of keep that fun little, I don't know if it was fun for you guys, but a little, try to find out if that tool will work. So far, it's untested and going to stay that way for another few minutes because I can't find the socket. All right, let's clear out some of the goo. We're also going to need to use some Allen head for the top here. Okay, so that came out as a stud. It came out, I think, as a stud as well. Stud. Part stud and then part nut. That's interesting. So, okay. Ooh. I wonder if these are different lengths. Same thing again. Stud for part of the way and then nut for the rest of the way. Interesting. My nut is still inside. There it goes. Okay, and that was a stud. Let's check to see the lengths. Make sure we're, oh yeah. Okay, so we don't need to really worry about at least those two. We make the assumption that those are the same as well. So we've got 2 Allens. That's what's left. Let's get a dedicated bin for these bolts and nuts. Always good to dedicate a parts bin. No surprise, Pittsburgh. And it fits quite well. Okay. Oh, yeah, no problem. Oh, nice and clean, too. That's good. Get in there. No problem. I don't think there's any more retainers holding that in place. Is it gonna rain down all kinds of ick? There's only one way to find out, but let's try our best to avoid getting it all over the oil. There are 2 pieces here. So there's a back plate and then the front plate. I'm just gonna dress around the edges, I guess, a little bit. I think we're okay. And let's see if it's loose. You have to worry quickly about why are these not studs? Are they holding it in place somehow? Seems okay. With a very small camera so far. You know what? Just because I am a little bit curious, I'm going to see if I can retract these studs all the way. I think there's a good enough reason to try. Okay, still turning. Still turning. It's turning kind of nice. I wonder if we can retract it with just the single. Yeah, I think we can. Okay, so good job there. And it does feel reluctant to come out of there. At least it did. Okay, all right. You know what? It does not look bad. So Not saying we wasted our time there, but maybe we did a little bit. Yeah, that's coming out nice and easy. That's fine. Okay, so there's that spring I was talking about. How heavy do you guys suppose this thing is? I'll bet it's really heavy. So let's do the right thing, and I'll just kind of pretend that that I'm strong. Oh, wow, check this out. The part that I'm wiggling in there is the whole thing. That's wiggling too, way down in there. So, yeah, if anything's holding us in right now, it might be this collar, because everything else is moving. So, yeah, does that mean we give it a little tap on the inside? Okay, what's safe to tap with in there? Like a steel hammer on that piece right there. Yeah, that's doing it. I'm nervous that this is gonna fall on me and hurt me. So give me a second. Let's make it safe, or safer, by bringing in the engine hoist. All right, here's what I went for. At first I was thinking just a strap around it to support the weight, but then I thought, no, if it comes out and it twists at all, I want this strap to be tight against this part. So it's tight against this part. Guarantees that it won't flop forward and come flying off? None, and I don't think I can. I don't think it's possible to guarantee that. So let's find a place to set it. The wooden cart is taken, occupied. Let's see, where else can we set this guy so we can work on it? I think we're gonna have to clean off this roll cart here. And I think this is a good place to work on this. So, you know the drill, please hold. I'm turning a corner, and I think I'm getting more mature. These are parts from the injection pump that was replaced by a solid piece. So this governor, in the way I had it originally, two different pieces with a rubber gasket. I purchased a solid one. I'm gonna throw this one away. For some of you, I'll bet you have no idea why this is hard for me, but maybe some of you will understand. This is painful. I feel like I should say a few words or something. Okay, back to the video. We have as our workstation a lovely metal cart that is actually a really nice height for someone who doesn't like bending over all the time. And it's off the floor. I don't know why I work on the floor so often, but anyway, let's put our piece of work on there and start digging in. I'm hoping to do is that by the end of this video, anyone who is faced with this same problem will know if it was better to attempt further separation of this housing and this assembly here on the tractor. Like, was it a huge waste of time to pull it off the tractor? Oh, hey, look at that. Answer to the question, you can't. It's held together by fasteners. So, okay, well, there you go. There's your answer. If you came here thinking, hope I can find out if it's better to leave it assembled or I can take it apart. You can't. You have to take it apart. So, yeah, there you go. By the way, it looks to me like it's a rubber gasket or neoprene, something like that. It's not cork. So anything I try to do to put this back together, I'm going to have some gaskets. So if it's a one video, you know, complete video in one, then there's going to be some time between me doing this and me replacing it. And I guess this is now where snap rings are actually a thing. Like we're holding together now. We've got a great big nut behind a roller bearing. We've got ball bearings there, the input, and this is, you can see the problem. Okay, input's turning, output's turning. They are inseparable. Oh, would you look at that? That is not moving with force. Oh, you know what? I wonder if we should cut this video short, and rather than me spend the rest of the time just figuring out how this thing works. It spins. Let's see, why didn't it, when it was on the tractor and I was holding this and twisting that, it didn't move. But now it is. All right, the first thing that I see is a gigantic blob down here at the bottom. That's gross. Oh, we'll wipe that off with the convenient inside rag. There is some amazing metallic flakage happening here. It's almost like, for those of you that painted model airplanes a long time ago, you have lead-based paints, and I'm not talking about little lead in the inside house paint. I'm talking about flakes of lead in your paint to make it look like it's got metallic flake. While I'm doing all this, my hope was to suspend all of the metal flakes away from the metal, so get them so that they're moving, and they are now. You can see them. And then I'm going to go in there with a magnet and get after them. And yeah, there are some concerningly large pieces of metal I'm dealing with here. Okay, I'm gonna claim that I have never seen this done before, but if it has been done, I'm not trying to steal people's ideas, but have you ever tried to get metal flakes out of a microfiber cloth? What if we were to just give this the dry wipe down with a microfiber? If it would just lock in every little bit of what's left and just not let go of it. This is like a episode of Spaceballs. Look at that. It just keeps going and going and going and going. It's getting heavy. Oh, I can't even make it to the end. This thing is incredibly long and a little bit rusted where it goes out into where the clutch area is. But I think we will just slide it back like a camshaft. Nice and easy. We'll twist at the end. In. Boy, that was easy. All right, there is nothing new in this method of installing studs. In fact, I think I saw my brother doing this with his water pump on an old Buick station wagon. I forget the brand. But anyway, the new water pump did not come with studs in it. And there we were in the parking lot of a AutoZone or Pep Boys or whatever it was, trying to push get these little studs out. And this was the method that the guy at the store showed us. So nothing new at all. So I will try to go fast with the first two, and then I'll skip doing the other ones. You just get that nut going, get a second nut going, and you're just gonna ram them into each other. I like to make sure that they're fully engaged in the thread first. And then you do want to stop it from making contact with the actual unthreaded part of the bolt or the stud. So we're gonna tighten this up before we get any further on the stud. And then it's just a matter of whenever the nuts turn a little bit, instead of the stud turning, you tighten this lock between the two. And that way you can really tighten a stud. And then when you're done, both of those are still loose. It's kind of convenient. So we don't need to wait for those to cure or anything like that. You do need to remove the lock washer off of that one. We can go ahead and start dressing up the mating surface on the PTO. We'll clean it first and then either put some gasket tack or a thin, tiny bead of silicone on there just to make sure we don't introduce leaks that weren't there before. So let me get that mounted on the carryall, the cherry picker. And then let's put this PTO back on the tractor. And as far as I know, I guess we did work on the engine and put things back together. But for the work we've been doing on the rear end of the tractor, this is the furthest we've been as far as we're now starting to put things back on, and that's good. So I get it ready to go. think mission accomplished on this one. We took it off. I explained what was going on. When I put it on the bench, didn't have that problem anymore. So I gotta say, that happens to me a lot. Lots of things, even as a little kid. Take it apart, see something looks wrong, maybe resolder a solder connection or something like stupid like that, and then it works. So let's just call it what it is. That works now, and we don't need to know why it didn't feel like it was working before, because it works now. I don't know. I am going to put the plate on this, so we'll do that as the parting shot. But thank you as always for watching, and I'm sorry it's been so long since my last video. I've been tired. So we do our best, right? Thank you very much. See you guys.